Hello, this is Chris Pickard at Body in Balance in, yes, sunny Hertfordshire today. It's May the 14th, 2018, and it is the beginning of Mental Health Awareness Week. And I have been really inspired, prompted to do a series of videos on mental health awareness this week because of two things that happened last week. Okay, I'll get to the second one in a moment. The first one was because I saw an advert on TV, obviously meant to do good in helping to raise awareness of this. In particular, it was raising awareness, I think, for Alzheimer's. And it was all about selling cupcakes to help raise awareness of Alzheimer's and help make some money to help fund Alzheimer's research. But the thing that was really galling me is that in some circles, Alzheimer's is known quite simply as diabetes type 3 or diabetes of the brain, which basically means too much sugar causing brain inflammation may be a cause of Alzheimer's. It certainly contributes to it. Too much sugar certainly contributes to it. Obesity, heart disease, cancer, and yes, brain dementias as well. So I just thought, this is terrible. These people are trying to do good, but they're actually promoting more illness, more disease. So I've decided this week to do a series of 5 different short talks. One is going to be about memory, the second one about dementia generally, then nutritional psychiatry, and then stress, and then movement, because all of these things, even though we know mental health is a big thing, it incorporates all sorts of things, all kinds of ages suffer from different types of mental health problems, but we know that if we can move more, if we can decrease stress, if we can improve people's nutrition, then we can actually improve mental health all the way across the board. So today though, I want to focus on memory. Because as we age, we lose about 0.5% of our brain mass every year. So that's after 10 years, we lose 5%. After 20 years, we lose 10% of our brain. After 40 years, 20% of our brain is gone. No wonder dementia happens and is on the rise as we age. And it's on the rise not just because we age, it's because also of what's missing from our modern diets. And one of the most important things that actually helps protect against brain shrinkage is a particular kind of fat. Now, most of our brain is fat, and 60% of that fat is something called DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. And you find this in wild animals, wild fish. And the most common source these days is fish, especially small oily fish, because the smaller fish actually they have less toxins in them. Bigger fish have more mercury, which is neurotoxic. Smaller fish, anchovies, sardines, herrings, less toxicity, good oils and other things. So I really recommend that people actually eat 2 to 3 portions per week of small oily fish. I mean, we actually have fish oil made from small oily fish. It's not made from cod liver oil, it's made from the smaller fish, and it's clean and it's pure. And studies have shown both in seniors and in children that your memory can be doubled in its capacity in as little as 24 weeks, for 4 months or 24 weeks in some of the studies. So yeah, 4 months to 6 months maybe to actually get some benefits from fish oils, from taking supplemental DHA, from actually inputting the small fish into your diet as well, because the whole fish contains other things. It contains calcium, coenzyme Q10, a whole load of nutrients. But most people do need to supplement with oil as well, because a lot of the fish we have are depleted in the oils. Well, they're rancid. If you want a better oil, or an oil that's more easily absorbable, you can use krill oil. And you can also increase the absorption of both by taking something called astaxanthin. Hopefully you can see that, astaxanthin. Astaxanthin also helps get into the brain. It helps protect the brain cells from damage, protect the brain cells from inflammation. It also helps the oil get into your brain as well. So have a teaspoon a day or 5 grams a day of good quality oils. You need less if you use krill oil. And this is going to help boost your memory, but it's also going to protect the most vital part of the memory part of your brain, called the hippocampus. People who are taking oils and have high levels of DHA have hippocampus that's 14% larger than those that don't take it. So, this brings me on to the second thing that prompted me to talk about mental health this week. And this is last week, I had 2 people come to me. They came to me with pain-related problems, okay? And yet within a week, so literally with just 1 or 2 adjustments, one of the first things that they actually noticed was that their memory had improved. They said they were remembering things at work. They were remembering people's names, what to do, how to do things. There was also some other changes that happened, which I'll go through on the stress day as well. But usually you don't think, or you don't equate looking after the spine with looking after the brain. But what we do know is that one of the things that actually drives the health of the brain is movement. And Roger Sperry, who won the 1981 Nobel Prize, along with 2 other people for their work on the brain, and he said that 90% of the stimulation and nutrition of the brain comes from spinal motion. So is it any wonder that when the spine starts moving, the brain starts working better, including the hippocampus? And this is what clearly happened in these 2 people, is their hippocampus was suddenly allowed to spark back to life again. So that took a lot less than the 24 weeks. So if you're looking for ways to actually improve your memory and your brain, stay tuned for the rest of this series. And also, if you've not taken a fish oil, or you've not taken krill oil, or you're not combining it with astaxanthin, try these things. And if you've never had your spine checked and looked at, it's just like you should get your teeth checked every 6 months or every year. Even if your teeth are not hurting, it's a good idea to look after them. And the spine does not have to be in pain to be in poor health. I see this time and time again in the clinic. People that only just have pain, but obviously their spine has been decaying for years. If you've never had your spine checked, get it checked. Get it checked every month, every 6 months. Make sure you look after it, because it helps drive the brain, helps keep everything working. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to call the clinic on 01707 662 704 for more information, want to ask questions, then do so. If you want to join our group on Facebook called The Health Lab, I'll put a link to it below here as well, where I post more controversial videos and topics as well. And if you want to learn more about the clinic, just go to bodyimbalanceuk.com. Thank you very much, and stay tuned, for tomorrow we're going to be talking more about dementias, specifically Alzheimer's.